Okay, so we did a scene from Scarface. Now this is one of the most classic American movies of all time, classic gangster movie, and one of Al Pacino's most famous roles. If you haven't seen it yet and you're a fan of the genre, definitely check it out. And we set out to recreate one of the most famous movie lines that is in this movie. So here's a look at how we did it. Well, I've never claimed to do a very good Al Pacino impression or a Scarface impression, but you know, once you get the outfit, I think I got one. So I just put on a suit and made sure that the white collar of my shirt was kind of untucked in a cool 70s way and unbuttoned, and then I didn't have a gold necklace like he does, so I just made one out of some string. I kind of tied the knots and then I just spray painted it gold. 100% gold spray paint. We're living it up now. I added a little bit of blood to the front of the shirt because he's already done some battles at this point in the movie. We had to kind of just tape the sleeves to make sure that the white cuffs were coming out at the ends because that's part of the look too. And then it was just putting my hair down. Now I'm overdue for a haircut at the moment, so the trick to getting the classic Al Pacino look is getting the egghead hair, cone head kind of thing. It's like kind of Liza Minnelli, weird like poof thing going on. That's my poof. Poofy enough?
Oh yeah. Ooh, oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, thanks. All right. That's Al Pacino. Oh, and I did eyebrows. I just kind of thickened my eyebrows with some makeup and made them kind of curved down. Really, that was it. Once you get the egghead and the makeup and the outfit, you're totally Scarface. Getting the Al Pacino voice just right was a little tricky. I don't really have like a gruff voice like that, so I was just shouting really loud and just destroying my vocal cords. You like that? By the time I got done, I had almost completely lost my voice.
Say hello to my... Say hello to my little friend.
We have a handful of fake guns that we do use from time to time, but this particular gun is very specific. It's huge, first of all, and it's kind of a gun slash grenade launcher. So we actually just made one out of cardboard. We kind of looked at the profile of the gun and traced it out on some cardboard and just tacked on some extra bits and pieces, and it looks very intimidating on camera once you paint it black. To set the stage for this showdown in his big mansion there, we just did it in my small living room, and it had a lot of the pieces already. Kind of had the curtains in the right place, and then we just took my normal living room and kind of gutted it and rearranged everything. Moved the couch out, put stuff in all the right places, and look at the shot and see what needs to go where, and like, okay, the table needs to be a little longer, let's use some TV trays. Hey, there's a lamp right here, let's put some potted plant thing that we have that's tall and put a lampshade on it, and hey, there's the lamp. There's a trash can tilted on its side over here. There's a chair that kind of looks like that chair over there. Kind of just getting it all into place. And then, of course, on his desk, he's supposed to have a giant pile of cocaine, so we just put a white t-shirt there. That's a mountain of coke.
Say hello to my little screens. Sit down.
There is one really cool element that starts this scene where he's looking at the bank of monitors, all the surveillance from around his compound there. So we have my flat screen TV that we just kind of moved over into the right place, but there's 6 monitors on there. And so beforehand, I shot all the individual elements for that. Shots of the house, shots of the ground. If you look closely, you'll see the clock tower from Back to the Future in there is one of them. And so I just made those black and white and kind of assembled that on the computer with a little hand-drawn TV monitor, and then exported out a file that we could just play on the TV. The other thing that makes the room complete is the red carpet that kind of comes down through his desk there. So we just found a red blanket at a thrift store. It was the perfect color. And then to kind of make our room look a little bit bigger, we did a kind of fun perspective trick where we sort of folded it in a way that it got a little bit smaller as it went back, but it sort of tricks your brain into thinking that there's more distance because it looks like it's going back further than it really is. The opening shot is really long, so it's tricky when we do these recreations because we're trying to get the timing exactly right. Every little thing has to happen at the right moment. So looking at the monitors, saying the lines, turning, picking up the gun, walking around, camera moves, all that. We just practice it and we do it tons of times until we get it just right.
I missed some.
Now for the big moment where I actually say the famous line from this scene.
Say hello to my little friend.
This is locked down on a tripod, so the camera's not moving, but we did a kind of fun trick here, which is where I say the line, say hello to my little friend, and then I just freeze in place, and we replace the gun with a cutout of the blasts and the muzzle flash, so we can just use one frame of that, take that away, and then I hold the smoke machine, and then we blast the smoke a little bit. So really fast, it's gonna go holding the gun, and then muzzle flash, and then smoke, just like that. So hopefully that all kind of goes together and looks like I'm firing a gun. Now the other setup is supposed to be facing the opposite direction, but we actually did it just off to the side of my same living room, just facing towards my bedroom door, kind of dressed it to look similar. And that's the shot where you see his gun kind of aiming, really easy. And then for the big explosion, we just put a smoke machine in my bedroom, and at the right moment, we just blasted the smoke machine. So on the other side of the door, there's the 3 other gangsters getting ready to ambush his room there. So it's myself, John, and Ben wearing different colored shirts. Normally we buy our costumes at the thrift store, but I've actually had this shirt since I was, I think, 16 or 17, so pretty sweet. Right, guys? I'm sure.
Yeah, you look very handsome, Master, yeah.
We cut out like a fake blood stain, put that on the door. There's another really quick shot just before the big explosion happens where some explosion bursts through. So on the count of 3, we just had my friend Mary throw some cardboard stuff at us, and that was how we did that. Whenever we tear my house apart all like this, we do end up putting it back together at the end of the day, and you would never even know that we were there. It looks like a normal house again. So for the big explosion, we do switch to miniatures now. It's the same guys that we all played before in those different colored shirts, and we just made those guys out of some of the G.I. Joes that we have. So blue stripy shirt, lavender shirt, brown shirt, painted the pants. Most of these G.I. Joes are like wearing greens and blacks, and they're wearing gloves so they don't have flesh colored hands, so I had to paint in a lot of the flesh. One of our guys actually has hair that we glued on. That was back when we did our Terminator scene, so that's our cool hair guy. So he's in there, he got a new hairdo, and then it was just a matter of making this one piece of set, which is the outside of the door there. So Ben made this awesome miniature set. There's these little like nice balcony railing things there, and they've got like a gold mesh material. So we used that non-slit material that we used for Shredder on his helmet, and we used it for the Foot Clan eyeballs back in our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last week. So this stuff is starting to come in really handy. We're realizing you spray paint it gold and it looks so cool. And then for all the black pillars, we just used some black permanent markers. And then we attached all the different guys to wires so we could kind of pull them, and we want them all to burst out from the middle and go flying in their respective directions. So we worked out the timing really carefully and set a smoke machine behind the open doorway facing right towards the camera, right through the door. So on the count of 3, Sean and Ben and John are all combined to either pull a guy with wire, or John was hitting the little catapult that we made out of cardboard, which flings all the debris and the little bits of cardboard and paper that we cut out. And then I'm holding the camera and I have the smoke machine button. Got the power here in my hands. Yeah. So all at the same moment, we just do everything at once, and it ended up looking like a pretty powerful explosion. 1, 2, 3. That looks awesome now. Holy crap. And that's how we made our homemade Scarface scene. If you have more questions about how we did it, just hit me up in the comments, and come back every Tuesday to Cinefix for new homemade movies. And stay tuned because all September long is Batman month. See you then. You guys, the blood ghost, it went that way. Okay. I knocked over the Coke. Uh-oh. Oh boy, it went everywhere.
Boom.